Mindful Life Practice community.
Okay, so let's grab hold of our notebooks, and we're going to do a little bit of journaling before we start our yoga practice. And so our journal prompt today is, what is holding me back from achieving or manifesting or succeeding at whatever I'm dreaming of? So we'll take about 5 minutes to write. Just giving it about 2 or 3 more minutes. And then eventually we're going to place our writing down, come to a seated position. I'm going to stay on this cushion. Just scoot it back. I have this giant floor cushion, which was one of those targeted Instagram ads, you know, when you keep seeing the same ad for the same thing. It was like the best thing I ever bought because I used to always be sitting on my bolster, and this just has enough space for me, and then usually the cat is with me. Anyway, I'm shifting back to be on my cushion, and we're going to come to sit crisscross or in whatever way works for you. With your palms facing up, and then just connect to the breath. So my AirPods are not working, which I think is always a sign whenever technology with music is not working. I interpret this as a sign that some of us or all of us would benefit from silence. So with your palms facing up, can you just breathe in and out? Filling the lungs, filling the chest with air. Exhaling, emptying, breathing in and filling. Exhaling, emptying. I think sometimes as we take the time to map out all the things holding us back, you start to see that sometimes they're just excuses. Right? We're too afraid, or it's easier to just stay stuck settling for things the way they are sometimes, isn't it? So maybe setting an intention around who we want to be, what we want to achieve, believing in our potential, and then letting it go. Taking one more breath. And we're going to start to warm up our body and open up our body. And so the first thing you're going to do is just lift both arms up towards the sky. Good. And then take both palms back down again and reach the palms alongside your hips. And now drop your right earlobe down towards your right shoulder and just see how that lands. See how it stretches through the traps. And then take your head all the way back up through center. And we'll take it the opposite way. So over towards the left. Good. Lifting all the way up. Now let's breathe our arms up towards the sky. And then land the right palm, stretch over towards the right with the left hand. Good. Lift all the way back up, big breath in, nice work, and then just stretch the opposite way. Good. Lifting the arms all the way back up, big breath in. Now can you rotate towards the right, land the right palm, gaze over the right shoulder. And then breathe the arms up towards the sky and then rotate the opposite way, gazing over the left shoulder. Good, eventually coming all the way back up, taking the arms up, big breath in. Good, take the palms into the heart center. And then let's just come onto the hands and knees and do a few cat-cows. I'm going to try to do this whole practice on my floor cushion. So inhaling, lifting your heart. And then exhaling, curling the spine. And then just move with the rhythm of the breath a few more times. Good, just one more inhale. One more exhale. And then come all the way to a neutral. Let's take our knees wide, our toes together. And we're going to sit our hips back on our heels for our first child's pose. Just snuggling into your shape. You know, once you list off all of these things, you start to see like maybe this is really something I'm telling myself because I'm afraid. I got the AirPods working. I got the music working just so no one's jolted. I'm going to put on some music. And I want to give you an example of that. So I myself had a lot of things holding me back from creating the mindful life practice. But one of them was financial trauma, and that's taken me honestly years to understand. And I don't know how much of this I've talked about in yoga class before, but I grew up in a family where we lived in a neighborhood that was wealthy, but we didn't have that much money in comparison to the people around us. And my mom had come from generational poverty. You know, she was the first person in her lineage to attend school beyond high school. And her mother and her brother both actually didn't graduate from high school. So for my mom to put herself through her undergrad and through her master's, it was like pretty impressive. But I think sometimes the things that we hear over and over again as children, like we don't have enough money for that, we don't have a lot of money, little things that stick with us, that sink in, that stay with us, right? I never thought that I would have enough money to ever leave my teaching job. And it was this belief that was holding me back more than anything else. Right? But it took me literal years to realize this, that it is my mindset around money that's holding me back. Let's take a few more breaths in our child's pose. Good. And then we're going to slowly roll up. Nice. Coming up to seated. And from our seated position, we're going to tuck our toes and perhaps sit our hips back on our heels. And if this is too much, you might untuck your toes and just be flat, like sitting like this. Or you could also come to a crisscross. You can just see what works for you. I am going to do this whole class on my cushion. Open your arms into cactus. And we're going to do some eagle arms. So we're going to take the right arm underneath the left, gripping opposite shoulders, or maybe even weaving the palms together. My money mindset affected literally everything I did, right? Ever since I was old enough to have my own credit card, I was in credit card debt. Always. And whether it was a small amount of credit card debt or a big amount of credit card debt, it was how I learned to be. And actually, the only time I was not in debt over this long period from like age 18 to up until very recently was this short period of time when I was married. And the funny thing about that is, like, we never shared our finances. So it's not like he got me out of debt. But I look back now and I see that all of a sudden I was in this relationship where I felt like I was going to be provided for. And so money became less of a stress. And then as a result, my money mindset shifted and I did not even see it at the time. I read something in a Rolf Gates book right after I got sober. And Rolf Gates said that to practice brahmacharya, which is moderation, he realized that his credit was never his, right? And it was always borrowed money. And so he paid off his credit cards. And this is when I started to have this epiphany of like, wow, I have literally always been in credit card debt, so I should just cancel my credit cards. And that's what I did. I managed to pay off my credit cards. I managed to cancel my credit cards. And now I live without credit cards. And it can sometimes be stressful because the money that I have is literally all I have. But it's been a huge release of that constant burden I had of being constantly in debt. And this whole money mindset, it extended to everything, right? Because I believed that I was always in lack, then I was always in lack. Take one more breath. Good. And then we're going to unwind our arms. Nice work. And then crossing the opposite way. If you want to untuck your toes for a moment, go for it. So the one thing that really changed for me is when I started doing this manifestation yoga class. And I started manifesting yoga practices around money, which we've done in this class before. And from when I started that, which was not long ago, it was probably 6, 7, 8 months ago, it's completely changed for me. It's kind of like what Dan said to us, for those of you that were in that special workshop with Dan. Right? He said, you just have to set an intention and then let it go. And that's what I did. I set an intention that I would have enough financial security to run this business full time. And then I let it go. And here I am, which is pretty amazing. And it's proof that what we think and what we focus on is going to grow in our lives, right? So I focused on the stress of being in debt, and I was constantly in debt. Right? But when I had this money mindset shift, I was still in debt when I did that. But it was just shifting around my thinking, shifting around what I was worth as a yoga teacher, shifting around believing in myself that I could do it. So what obstacles are holding you back? And if it's what was always my reason, people told me, you should start a yoga business. And I would say, I don't have enough money for that. That was my answer for years. I wonder if any of these blocks that are holding you back could be overcome with a shift in thinking. Good. Take one more breath. Nice work. And then unwind the arms. And then we're going to pedal out our feet. Good. And then come all the way back into seated. All right. So the next pose we're going to do is called Gomukhasana. You're going to extend through your right leg and then step your left foot across. So you're on the outer edge of the left foot. Okay, so this is option one. You can stay here. You could also prop your sits bones up with a block. And you might draw your left foot back as well. Aw, Leanne's dog. So cute. All right, let's lift our right arm up. Land our right palm on the shoulder. And then maybe weave the arm around. So option one, you have the left palm kind of drawing the elbow back. And then you might weave the arm all the way around, maybe hooking the fingertips behind you. You could also use a strap, a belt, whatever. So we were speaking earlier today actually about Leanne's dog being, her dogs seem to be very aware that she's leaving and she's traveling soon. They're just hanging around with her. Oh, right beside you. And I was talking about how my friend Gabe, his cat,
He told me that his cat loves to get inside the carrier anytime. But as soon as it was a flight across the world, his cat could not get in the carrier. And it just shows how his cat was clearly in tune with what was really going on, right? And after Leanne mentioned that today, I said, you know, animals are so intuitive. It's amazing, right? They know what's going on and you don't even have to tell them. I think we as human beings have that intuition too. And I think sometimes we get so lost, right, in alcohol, in Instagram, in whatever things we use to numb ourselves. And we lose sight of it. How do we tune into our intuition? It's there within us all. We know what our purpose is. We know what we're put here to be doing. But we need to really get clear on it. Tune into how we're feeling, our yoga practice. Good. Take a few more breaths. Nice work. And then unwind your arms. Unwind your legs. And then we'll rock the knees from side to side. Good. I'm just going to move my computer a little closer to me so I can see you guys. And then we're going to go the opposite way. So your left leg can be extended. No, I lied. Right leg extended. Left knee coming to stack. Is that correct? Have we done that side already? I think we did that side already. I think it's the other way that we need to do. Left leg extends, right leg stacks. Yeah, this is the one I haven't done. Okay, left arm lifts up, lands on the shoulder. And then maybe you weave the right arm around. team. We have about 2 minutes left. Just give it 5 more breaths. Good, and then unwind your arms, unwind your legs, and you can rock from side to side. Good, and then we're going to do a spinal twist. So what we're going to do is come down onto our mats. Oh, I might have to get off my floor cushion for this one. I don't think it's wide enough. So we're going to do eagle legs for our twist. So you're going to stack the right thigh on top of the left, scooch the hips to the side, and then drop the knees over to the left. Gaze over the right shoulder. And if this spinal twist feels too much, you can always just draw your knees back to stack. In this twist for about 2 more minutes. Linger in this twist for about 5 more breaths. And then we'll open our left arm. Draw the knees all the way back up. Just give your spine one moment in neutral. And then we'll switch the opposite way. So you can wrap the left knee on top of the right. And then drop the knees over to the right, gazing over the left shoulder. Remaining on this side for about 2 more minutes. just staying for about 5 more breaths. Good, and then unwinding the legs. Coming back into a neutral and then just deciding if you want to come into a butterfly pose with soles of feet together, knees open wide, or if there's any last pose that would seal your practice now, just taking it before our Shavasana. And as you arrive in whatever shape is going to be your container to hold you in stillness, I'm going to guide you through a manifestation meditation. And this will allow you to amplify your attracting power. Aligning yourself with the loving energy of the universe to manifest the changes you desire. And the most helpful thing that all of us have access to at any time is our breath. Our breath has been there since the moment we're born, and every day it's keeping us alive. By honoring our breath when we're ready to set intentions creates a powerful experience. We'll begin by setting the intention to manifest the changes you desire. Just saying to yourself, I manifest the changes I desire. Taking deep breaths in and out. So manifesting is really easy once you know the recipe. all you need is desire, dedication, and trust. Right? You have to desire what you want so greatly that it clears the path to get there. So take a moment to think about your dreams, your aspirations, and see it in as many details as possible. And dedication is the second ingredient in manifestation. Right? Only you can put in the effort to take steps towards your desires, to network with others, and motivate yourself to practice these meditation techniques. Right? Dedicating time each day to do things that take us closer to what we dream. And then the last ingredient for manifestation is trust. And that's the easiest part because you just let go. Right? Let go of thinking too hard about all the things you have to do to bring it all together. Just have confidence that things always fall into place. Knowing with certainty that your goal is attainable, having faith. Just taking a few moments to just trust that it's going to become a reality. In the last few moments now, just visualize. Imagining now that you've gotten everything you dreamed of, imagining yourself, noticing what it looks like, who you're talking to. Visualizing in great detail. And I'll bring you back in a moment or two. Don't let me show cruelty, though I may make mistakes. Don't let me show ugliness, though I know I can hate. And don't let me show evil, though it might be all I take. Show me love, show me love, show me love. Don't let me think weakly, though I know I can break. Keep me away from apathy while I am still awake. And don't let me think too long of the one I'm bound to face. Show me love, show me love, Show me love. Show me love. Show me love. Show me love. Just give your body a wake up wiggle. Nice long stretch. If you do have to get going, it's 9:30 in one moment, so feel free to dip off. And if you can, finish up with us. We will all slowly move up to a seated position. Closing with the intention that this practice has a ripple effect through our lives, that it helps and heals and it serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May we all be safe. May we all be happy, healthy, and free. And may the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So let's finish with an Om. Breathing in and breathing out, and then breathing in to make an Om. So a large breath in. A deep breath out. Good. Big breath in. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing this practice. I am so grateful for each one of you. Light in me, it sees and it honors the light in you. Thanks, yogis.